Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Board of Selectmen's meeting of March 12th, 2019. The board went into executive session for reason number 3, which was due to dam litigation. And we came out at 7:02, and we'll continue from here for our regular session. Next up is actually Pledge of Allegiance. Larry, your turn. You can lead us in the pledge. What do you mean, no?
You don't have a choice.
You have a license, right?
Flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
All right,
Okay.
announcements.
Announcements. Tony, anything?
No, sir.
Mary?
I will be bartending at the Stonebridge this Friday at 7 o'clock with Jesse Pitts from
Tradewinds?
Tradewinds. So I hope you guys come out and join us, and we'll have a good time.
Peter? Patrick?
I have one. On March 31st, 2019, Vietnam Veterans Day, PFC Carlos James Rose Memorial Brunch. Let's see, it's a salute to Wareham residents killed in action while serving in Southeast Asia. Richard Arruda, Ronald Bump, Bumpus, right? James Crowley, and Carlos Rose. It's Sunday, 10 a.m. at the Dudley L. Brown VFW Post 2846 on Gibbs Ballpark Road in Onset. Donations are $10. For more information and tickets, contact Paul Rose Sr., Vice Commander, at 774-678-0479, or Evan Russell Tootsie Russell at 508-295-3167. Hope everybody goes there and supports it. Let's see, support the Wareham Firemen's Association. Not your average chicken dinner. Have some fun along with the fine meal, all while supporting the Wareham Firemen's Association Scholarship Fund. It's on March 30th at 6 p.m. The chicken bacon surprise auction will be held at the Redmond Hall. They did this for a long, long time, if I remember right. Right around this time, too, right? It's always been around this time. The fun part comes with a surprise auction. I wonder, is your husband doing the auction? He is? There you go. All right. Now, he's funny, too. I don't know if you've ever seen our moderator's husband go crazy over there at the auction, but he's actually pretty much a great deal of fun, so it's fun to do. All right. Tickets are $20 and include salad, half a barbecue chicken, potato, vegetable, rolls, butter, coffee, and dessert. Tickets must be purchased by March 22nd and can be obtained by calling Howie Smith at 508. It says it right in here. How did I not see that? 295-4679, and Missy Bourne at 508-295-6534, or see Ken Jordan at the Wareham Fire Department. No tickets will be sold at the door. Remember that. No tickets are being sold at the door, so get them ahead of time. All proceeds will benefit the Association's Scholarship Fund. Scholarships applications are available at the Wareham High School Guidance Office. If you are unable to attend, the association gratefully acknowledges any donations you may be willing to contribute to make the event a success. All right, so everybody go to those things. They're a lot of fun, and that's it.
Okay. Just a quick piece on the VFW event for the veterans and stuff, for the people who passed away in Vietnam and also served in Vietnam and theaters after that effect. It would really be nice if the town of Wareham would step up and actually to come to the event to support those veterans, etc. Over the last few years, our veterans events get less and less because they've been passing away and stuff, and we really need to show respect for the people that served. I have one item here. The Wareham Historical Society has a program on this coming Monday, March 18th, at the Methodist Meeting House. The society will proudly host author Beth Louie, who will present a program about the life and homes of Louisa May Alcott. This program will take place at the Methodist Meeting House at 495 Main Street, Wareham, at 7 p.m. Thank you.
All right, citizens' participation. Anybody here to speak to us this evening?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Okay.
Board comments.
Tony, anything at all?
Nope, all set, thank you.
Mary?
Nope.
Peter?
Yeah, I just wanted to follow up on the dangerous dog hearing we had last week. One of the things that, I think we need to start doing when we issue orders is to put time limits in the order itself by which certain things have to be performed. For example, if you're going to fence in your yard, it has to be done by a certain time. If you're going to get training, it has to be achieved by a certain time, or at least commenced by a certain time. It's very easy for us to, have a hearing, issue orders, and then everybody kind of forgets what the orders were, and, things happen, and it's not helpful for us to have people coming back, and it's also not helpful for the dog owners if they're not held to account so that they know that they're going to be visited or inspected to see that they've done these things, because they can be lax about them as well. So going forward, I think we have to be careful about how we structure those. In the letter that was sent out to the people last week, the instruction for euthanasia, upon the recommendation of the animal control officer, it was to be done within 14 days. So we actually put that in there. State law allows us to fine any violation of our orders up to $500. The animal control officer can bring a criminal complaint and get people actually locked up for up to 60 days. I don't think that happens except in the most egregious circumstances. But so there is a little bit of teeth that can be applied through the state law, but I think we need to start holding people and ourselves to more account by making the orders more specific.
I would just make a comment, Peter, that maybe when you have some spare time, put some things together as far as the different dates and timeframes. Once you have it ready, I'll put it on the agenda. We can put it in as a permanent policy. Okay. Patrick?
I have nothing tonight, thank you.
Um,
Appointments, reappointments, we have none. License and permits will be next up. Okay, so, a hearing at 7:15 on the application of Melissa Clements, DBA Cape Cod Lobster Roll, 239 Onset Ave, Onset, for a seasonal common vicular wines and malt beverage license under the provisions of Chapter 138 of the Master General Laws for the year 2019.
Good evening. Thanks for coming. I'm glad you finally applied.
Thank you.
I've been chasing you for a while. Go ahead, Patrick.
All right, so, let me just get there, make sure I have theirs in front of me here. I move that we open the hearing.
Second.
Tony?
Yes.
He is
Mary.
tired.
Yes.
Peter? Patrick?
Yes.
Alan, yes. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so tell us what you want to do and get a little free press while you're at it.
What we want to do?
What you want to do.
You
but-
can't tell us that.
So we want to have beer and wine. We would like to serve beer and wine with our great lobster rolls. And we were able to get the seasonal because there were no annual ones available, but that's just as good from April, through the summer. And they did tell us that we could apply for an extension till January. So
Yep.
that works for us.
You're actually only, your downtime is roughly 2.5 months if you apply for the extension, so that's not so bad.
Nope,
Okay.
we're excited.
Any questions, Tony?
No.
Mary?
I have none.
Peter?
Look forward to having a beer with a lobster roll.
Patrick?
Absolutely none.
I have none. Anybody in the audience either for or against the particular license? None heard?
All right, I move we approve the seasonal,
Have to close the hearing?
oh, yeah, sorry. I move we close the public hearing.
You should have the lobster mac and cheese, actually. Okay, I need a second.
Second.
By Tony. Motion by Patrick, second by Tony. Tony?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Peter? Patrick?
Yes.
Hearing's closed.
All right, so now I move we approve the seasonal common vicular wine and malt beer license under the provisions of Chapter 130 of Master General Law for the year 2019 for Melissa Clements, DBA Cape Cod Lobster Roll.
Motion by Patrick, second by Peter. Any questions from the board? None heard, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 500.
Thank you.
Thank
You wanna
you.
just give us the rundown when you're going full-time with the lobster rolls again and everything?
Hopefully next month. It just hasn't been anything fresh, and we only do fresh lobster, so,
That's the problem.
It's
Tough
actually-
weather out there.
yep.
It's actually high right now, too, right? The price.
Look forward to it, and congratulations. again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
We'll notify you when we get the information back from the ABCC.
Okay. All right, thank you. Have a nice night.
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you. All right, next up is a renewal of a seasonal liquor license on the provisions of Chapter 138 for 2019 for a common vicular all alcoholic beverage license issued to Project Half Shell Inc., DBA Cohog Republic, 197 Onset Ave, Onset, Mass. Is anybody here? I move we approve the renewal.
Motion by Patrick, second by
Second.
Mary. Any questions from the board? None heard, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 500.
Okay, next, we have a renewal of a secondhand dealer's license.
Stashes.
Two more.
Oh, wait a minute, sorry. Yeah, let's do the rest of them. All right, let's do that. Common, let's see, I move, let's see, are they here? Is anybody here from any of these places? No? Okay. So let's just do them right out of the box, okay? Let's see, I move we approve the renewal to Little Harbor Country Club, Inc., DBA Little Harbor Country Club 2, Little Harbor Road, for and I think it's an all-alcoholic, it is. It's all-alcoholic license. Seasonal all-alcoholic.
Motion by Patrick, second
Second.
by Tony. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 500.
All right, the next one is the pizza shop. Does anybody know how to say that?
Pizza shop?
No, it's,
Yeah, that's the DBA.
yeah, let's,
That's the family name.
Pantadias? No, they're not here, so we can't say it. All right, DBA stashes. Huh? Yeah, absolutely. Nobody can, who's gonna complain? Nobody's here to say. Yeah, it's DBA Stashes Onset Beach for the renewal of their wine and malt beverage license.
Motion by Patrick, second by Tony. Questions? None heard, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 500. Thank you.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, right?
Second hand.
Now the secondhand dealer's license. Here we go.
You want to do all four together?
Yeah, I'm gonna try, okay?
Just read them off.
Let's try to do it. All right. These are secondhand dealers' licenses. I move we approve for the Used Tire Warehouse, the Friends of the Wareham Public Library, the First Congressional Church, and the Wareham New Bedford Elks, number 73.
Motion by Patrick, second by Tony. Any questions? None heard, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained? I'm going to abstain simply because I'm a member of the Elks, just out of appearance, so it'll be 401.
Okay. Let's go over there. That takes care of that. All right, moving along. Vote on the annual town election warrant. Now, we don't have any other stuff for the annual because we're gonna have to wait for next week for the final numbers for those. We voted on everything except what we don't have numbers for.
No, this has to do with the,
Oh, you're right, it is.
has to do with you and some other people.
Yeah, no, I can read it. It's fine. It's no big deal.
Thank you.
All right. To either the constable of the town of Wareham, greetings. In the name of the Commonwealth, you are required to notify and warn inhabitants of the town who are qualified to vote in the town election to vote at Precinct 1, Memorial Town Hall, 54 Marion Road. Precinct 2, Hammond School, 13 Highland Ave. Precinct 3, Hammond School, 13 Highland Ave. Precinct 4, Deacon's, 760 Main Street. Precinct 5, Deacon's School, 760 Main Street. Precinct 6, East Wareham Fire Station, 281 Glen Charlie Road. On Tuesday, April 2nd, 2019, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., to cast their votes in an annual town election for the following: Board of Selectmen, 2 positions. Town Clerk, 1 position. Town Moderator, 1 position. Board of Assessors, 1 position. School Committee, 1 position. School Committee, one position, 2 years, instead of 3. These all were 3. Housing Authority, one position, 5 years. Sewer Commissioner, one position, 3 years. Given under our hands this 12th day of March 2019, Alan H. Slavin, Chairman, Patrick G. Tropiano, Clerk, Peter Titlebaum, Anthony Scasiotti, and Mary Bruce. Board of Selectmen.
Motion by Patrick, second by Peter. Any questions from the board? None heard, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 500.
All right, so there's 2 copies of that to sign. All right. Now we get to the discussion and vote to recommend warrants for the annual. So,
It was just financial information. Excuse me. Mr. Chairman. Just financial information we're waiting for before, but I don't know that we have that.
we don't have any of it,
So
so we're gonna have to wait until
Yes, on
next
that.
week. All right, so we're gonna,
No,
and
I'll-
discussion and vote on the special town
On the
meeting.
special town meeting stuff, Mr. Sullivan unfortunately doesn't have his
Correct.
laptop. Yeah, so, yeah, so we're going to hold off and we'll take care of all the special town meeting warrant articles, putting on the warrant for the special on the 19th, which is next week.
Okay?
just so the board knows, I've already reached out to Madam Moderator to go over these articles on Thursday, so we'll
Good, thank
arrange
you.
a time to proof them and
All right,
sure they do what the town administrator intends them to do.
next,
I'm going to make also, during the initiative, the liaison reports, I'm going to bring up one point on that as well, on the special town meeting. Go ahead,
okay,
Patrick,
next is
sorry.
vote on the senior work-off program. There's been some changes. Please see the proposed changes to the senior work-off program. The hourly rate is $12, the maximum hours is 100. And then there's, do I have to read these limits? We don't have to read these limits, do we? Oh, I guess
Yeah,
so.
you should.
All right, household members, 1, 37,750, 2, 43,150, 3, 48,550, 4, 53,900, 5, 58,250. Maximum number of participants in the program were based on the funding cap set by the Board of Selectmen. Funding is set at $24,000 in the overlay outlay account, which means that there is a maximum of 20 participants. Limitations on the number of participants will be 20.
Okay, that's basically the second for that.
Yeah, so we used the HUD guidelines, those regulations, and we started thinking about, there's some families where the grandparents, unfortunately they're taking care of the children and such, so you increase the guidelines for more members in the household and such.
Okay.
Just thought that's fair.
Do we have any other piece besides the basic guidelines as far as if someone is overqualified financially? Sorry, I leaned back, my mistake. Do we have any kickback as far as if we have people applying?
They're
We have-
ineligible if they make too much money.
Okay, so in other words, we'll be able to serve the people that need it the most, is what I'm trying to get at.
Correct, yeah, that's part of,
That's part of the
in
guideline.
speaking with Missy as well,
right.
it's supposed to serve those that need it the most.
Good, thank you.
Okay?
That's the motion by Patrick, we need a second.
Second.
I don't take it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 500.
All right, next up is accept a donation for the Wareham Free Library. This is Elizabeth Willie, President, Wareham Library Foundation, Inc. It says, on behalf of the town of Wareham, we are pleased to accept the $5,000 donation to the Wareham Free Library to be used for the purchase of books and supplies.
Second.
Motion by Patrick, second by
Sign
Tony.
that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 500.
All right, next up. Next up is any other town business not reasonably anticipated in the last 48 hours.
Tony?
No.
Mary?
No.
Peter?
None.
Patrick?
No.
Alan is no.
All right, town administrators report.
Let's go.
In the laptop.
It's on the laptop.
It's on the laptop.
Okay.
Well, that was easy.
Reports
right.
from the board. Tony, anything at all for any committees or anything?
No.
Mary?
No.
Peter?
Redevelopment Authority was informed earlier this evening that we should have the redevelopment strategy from XFM Associates in hand next week, and we will announce when we'll be discussing that publicly so people can come and hear what's in it.
That's it?
Yep.
Patrick?
I'm gonna hold off tonight.
Okay, I have a couple things here which affect town meeting as well. About a couple weeks ago, the Cannabis Control Commission did vote, I think unanimously, in favor of the retail delivery program. We don't have to put anything in place as far as a zoning or any kind of article. The other problem is, they were discussing today, and actually yesterday, and I think to finish off the social club aspect of the marijuana, where you could have clubs where you could actually smoke marijuana in the clubs. Nobody has put anything in that I know of, any cities and towns with any zoning restrictions. So if this goes through and the governor signs off, which is the next step, the next day, basically, unless he puts a time frame in, it's wide open to anybody. If there's nothing in your zoning regs, is where they can be located. So I'm gonna ask if we can put together for the 19th for a special article, basically for a special town meeting, putting something in place, if we can get a hearing done as well, which we have enough time, to put something in place for where we want to locate those
Can we
clubs.
do it on a special?
Well, why don't you do a one-year moratorium on it while we look to?
Do you want to do a one-year
I
moratorium?
think the moratorium makes more sense.
think
My
that
only
makes more
concern is
sense.
I'm not sure if we get it in and gets approved and this other thing goes in place, whether it triggers it or not.
I don't know that.
I don't
We
either.
have the capabilities to do this quickly from what I've seen from the hearings, so.
Yeah, I just concerned that could be a rush through. Well, we'll discuss it and come up with what the best game plan is.
Well, presently, our zoning only allows for marijuana uses, and that's a very inclusive term in 3 districts, 3 zoning
Correct, but this is, unfortunately,
districts.
this is a social club and it has different connotations, et cetera.
Oh, it has different connotations, but as of today, the only places they can go would be the industrial zone, the institutional zone, or along Cranberry Highway east of Depot Street.
I think the problem is we don't have anything on the books that talks about social clubs.
We don't need to. The zoning was marijuana uses. It was broadly designed for that purpose. Now, if there's some thought to trying to do something to change that, then that might make sense. If we want to hone it in, if we want to narrow it down, then yeah, we got to go back.
The institutional zone.
Yeah, because remember, the
That's
original.
not a
the
good-
No, but I'm just saying it's not free reign at this time. They're limited to where they can go.
It would be in one of the 3 zones, and I
Time.
think that'd be a terrible zone.
Yeah. The problem we have is we actually zone for medical and institutional specifically. We basically, very strictly on the retail, put particular places only to locate it. The information that I have, which concerns me, is that if the social clubs get in and you don't have something in place, you could end up with lawsuits, et cetera. So I'd rather be safe than sorry and put something in place if we can, or if not, at least put a moratorium on it.
Mr. Chairman, this is just me, my personal recommendation be a moratorium. And then if, just seeing how things are going, if you truly needed it, you could put a special town meeting together
Yeah.
to address it. But I just don't think we're at the place to make the logical decision so quickly.
No.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
So
I
Do we
agree.
have to
You wanna
put a time
something
frame on the
special for a
moratorium?
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and
That's what he suggested.
I'll put it on the, I'm not put it on the agenda, but we'll basically come up with an article for the 19th on that.
All right.
The other piece I have is, last night, the planning board had a long meeting, I'm sure Claire can agree with that one. And there was about 2 hours on the 2 articles and stuff, as far as the, I think it was Article 530 on the zoning and stuff, and then the sign bylaw article as well. And there was some discussion, but the actual 2 pieces that were brought forth at that meeting were not what is actually on the warrant that was put out to the public. The article was, they were written and expanded, which I don't know anybody understood that or not. It's not the same, that they actually voted on.
Yes, they are.
Ken said they weren't.
That's what was in the warrant that I have.
All I'm being told is that what was put out was not, they expanded the actual piece that they talked about and did yesterday. If that's the case, what I would like to do is, if there is an issue there, is put those 2 articles also on the special town meeting with the correct information, because the public hearing last night would be whatever was put there at that time. So if there is a difference, we need to look at that.
Would you do it, this is just me speaking out loud, rather than doing that, would you just have the corrected right one, if you will, in the Finance Committee handbook, so we
My
point that to?
understanding is that Ken said they expanded
Okay.
the actual article. That's the issue, and I don't believe the moderator, and I can't speak for her directly, but if they've expanded the scope of the article, I'm not sure that's acceptable.
Well, I don't know, I wasn't there,
Well,
so.
Claire,
they can't,
you can look
just,
into that also.
just as a procedural matter, they can't expand the scope of anything. If it's a warrant article, that's what's in the warrant. It would have to be changed at town meeting. They may want a different motion.
Have to be amended.
They would have to make a motion to amend what was originally presented, but what goes forward at town meeting on this, if we've printed the entire thing in there, which we've done, rather than use a placeholder, then that's the article that goes forward at town meeting, not whatever the planning board decided last night. They can move to amend, but
Yeah, I think that's the plan that they want to follow from now on, too. Talking to Mrs. Moderator, they would prefer that we just amend them on the floor than try to make those changes on the fly, which I think is not such a bad idea.
The question is whether or not they've expanded it, though. I don't know if you can on the floor, you can make a change that expands the scope of the article.
No, you can't.
I didn't think you could.
well, but that's up to the moderator to
Yeah.
decide.
Yeah, so I just, hopefully by,
Well, we'll see
basically
what
by
happens.
Thursday when you meet, we can discuss it.
Yeah.
And if so, we may have another article for special. Whatever it is, I want to make sure it's clean and there's no issues for anyone at all.
Was this both 5:30 and the signed bylaw?
Again, I spoke with Ken quickly today, and he mentioned that, which really, basically sent off signals to me it could be a problem,
All right,
and I didn't want to cause problems for the moderator.
I'll check with Ken tomorrow so we have it ready for our working group on Thursday.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't think I have anything else to discuss.
That's it?
Yeah, there's some things going on, but I'm going to let them go for a while.
Okay. Next up is consent agenda. We have one set of minutes. Let's see. Chairman, it looks like everybody was here. I move we approve the March 5th, 2019 regular Board of Selectmen minutes.
Motion by Patrick, second by Tony. Any questions to the board? None heard, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, 500.
I move we adjourned.
Second.
Motion by Patrick, second by Tony, all in favor?
Aye.
Good night, Wareham, have a good day. Be safe.